Hi, welcome back to a Dylan Rounds mystery video. Today, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be looking at Dylan Rounds' official social media account, as well as some footage of him too. Now, this is on TikTok, so I do apologise if the aspect ratio doesn't quite fit the screen, okay? So I'm going to show you that now, and let's just see what's revealed. Does anything interesting stand out? Is there any clues or signs, okay? So just very briefly, this is my TikTok page where, I post some mystery videos as well as gaming stuff. If you want to check it out, feel free to do so. So when you search his name, there is a user called Dylan, and it looks to be his actual account. And down below, there's numerous videos covering Dylan, but the one that stands out the most is at the top on the right-hand side, because there is actual footage of Dylan at a certain point in time. I'll play it to you now. So that video was interesting. I don't know when it was actually recorded. From the location and the echo of the voices, it looks like some kind of garage, maybe mechanics. Maybe Dylan was visiting the mechanics somewhere because of his vehicle, or one of them was maybe broken. I don't know where the nearest mechanic is in that location because it does look like a ghost town. In terms of the other voices, I'm not sure if they're his friends or maybe people that work there. There seems to be a female voice as well that says, "Oh, it's hard." And I think they're just referring to the Segway, that red thing on the ground, what he's attempting to ride. In terms of his clothing, it looks like the standard stuff he would wear, like as a farmer. We've seen those jeans before. I'm sure that jacket too, and he's wearing the baseball cap. As for the background items, you've got like a big drawer there, which could have all kinds of tools inside of it for vehicle parts and repairing. And then left-hand side, I'm not sure what that is exactly. I mean, that bluish thing, it looks like a vice, and you see the little silver handle that comes off it, what you'd use to crank to hold something in place. So some kind of mechanics or engineering place, I guess. I mean, could this be at the farm? I don't think so. Now, the one thing to point out is his shoes. They look like his boots. The question is, are they the same exact pair of boots he wore when he disappeared and then they were found afterwards with bloodstains on it? Or is this like an older pair? Because from what the mother said, Dylan only wore one pair of shoes, the farming ones, these boots. And when he bought, new ones, he'd go for the same style each time. So can anyone confirm or maybe comment about these shoes? Are these the exact ones, or are they similar to the ones found post-disappearance? So yeah, I mean, it's interesting just in general, this footage, because I've not actually seen any home videos or videos of Dylan naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it gives us a different perspective. I don't know how the individual got a hold of this footage. I'm not quite sure, unless it's on his Facebook page. I don't have access to it, so I wouldn't know. And as below, you got a few random hashtags. I mean, on some other videos, they might be more interesting, but yeah, that's about it for this piece. Let's move on to Dylan's official profile now. So this is what Dylan's profile looks like. He's following 89 people and has 278 followers. We'll get to that shortly as well. He's uploaded 2 videos. Now, the first thing that stands out is his profile picture, and let's analyze it because links can be made. So we just click here. So I assume that's Dylan on the snowmobile at a certain point in time. I don't know if that's in Utah, or somewhere else, but yeah. And below it says Trump, Pence, vote. So he's a Trump supporter, and obviously back then when all the elections and stuff were going on, he was supporting it, he was following the politics. Okay. How is there a link? Well, we can actually establish one, because if you look back to Montello, Nevada, that bar, Saddle Sore Bar, on the door of the bar, you had a few notices, and one of them said Trump, Pence. the same exact thing as you see on here. So that's kind of interesting. And the reason why it's somewhat important is it shows both Montello and Lucin, you know, the people that live there, or some of them at least, have the same thoughts, ideas, and beliefs in certain support for parties and political related stuff. And that can, you know, root deeper down with thoughts and ideas. But on the surface level, when you think alike, when you support how other people support, you might get on better with those type of people. So that's what I'm trying to establish. So the people in Montello, whether they're dodgy or not, lawful or lawless, and then you've got Dylan, who is out in the open, more of a lone wolf, but still has the same ideas and supports what the people in Montello support. Would there be less conflict? You know, would it be less likely for bad things to happen? I'm just trying to rule certain things out, because if you look at it this way, if you're an outsider in whatever shape or form, let's say you support a different political group over the big group of individuals in front of you, there's a chance you may be treated differently. You know, you might receive resistance and maybe physical, verbal abuse. I don't know. All kinds of things can happen. Depends with the type of person you're around or the type of people you're around. So if you were in a rough place, you know, you could get into a sticky situation. But from the looks of this, his profile picture, who Dylan supports, and the people in Montello, they seem to think alike. So maybe they did get on better than expected, maybe. It's worth a thought. So now I'll play the first video. So with this footage, it appears to be Dylan on his farm using some of his equipment, the tractor and that trailer behind. I'm not sure what that's for. Is it for spraying stuff, fertilizing? You can't quite make too much out in the background. He's got a little American flag on his tractor. And yeah, I mean, I don't know who's recording this, because if we look at the next slide, that does appear to be Dylan in the tractor, because it looks like a youngish person inside. You can make out that there's a little baseball cap or something he's wearing. And then he looks like he's wearing like a hoodie jumper thing with some writing or a logo on the chest area, kind of similar to what Dylan would wear, we've seen in previous pictures. So I guess this is just Dylan going about his day-to-day life, getting on with farm work, showing it from his point of view, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the main motive behind this is. It's probably just because he just wants to share it with people. I mean, he is a farmer at the end of the day. I don't know if he's got time for social media or as much as maybe other people may, you know, worth considering. As for the environment, you look at the ground, it does look fairly dry, but that's to be expected. You know, as we've seen on Google Earth, or, you know, if you've seen it yourself, the environment, it does look pretty rough compared to other areas. And yeah, there's a few hashtags down below. John Deere 4960. I'm not sure what that is really. Crone, Big Pack, and Timothy. I'm not quite sure. I think there was music playing in the background. No, not on this one, actually. It's on the next one I'll show you. Let's just click on those hashtags now just to see what they are. So John Deere, whatever that is, it's just like a collection of tractor videos by other people and stuff. I'm not sure if it's a brand. Maybe it's the brand of the tractor, maybe. I think that might be the case, because, yeah, I'm not going to click on any videos now because all the noise will suddenly shoot up and it'll blast out. But, yeah, on the side of Dylan's tractor, as you see on the first tile, top corner, left-hand side of the screen, it does say John Deere on the side of it, and so do the other videos. So I guess it's just the brand of the tractor. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, what's Krone Big Pack, whatever that is? Is that just like the name, the brand, the version of that tractor? I guess so, because it's just yet more farming related stuff. But then there is a person there playing some golf or something, kind of random. But I think it's just a farming related hashtag again. And last but not least, Timothy. Who is Timothy? No clue. Unless it's just a hashtag. Maybe the person that recorded Dylan at the time was called Timothy. It's kind of interesting this because, it's worth knowing who's behind that camera, considering Dylan was described as an individual that lived alone on that farmland. He didn't really meet anyone on there. He always went to meet other people elsewhere. So was it a family member maybe that was recording Dylan at the time, or was it someone he knows? And is that person still around or not? And what do they think of the situation in case of Dylan? Yeah, a few different things to question. Let's just go into the comment section very quickly. So you got someone there saying, I hope he's okay for real. I've been thinking about him every day, hoping to see a news story saying he was found okay. Yeah, same, been following his case forever. Yeah, it's all to do with in support of him. This guy's missing. I watched YouTube Heavy D made about him. I hope they find him. I did too. Heard they found boots behind one of the sheds. Not quite, they didn't find it directly behind the sheds. It was said that they found boots 100 yards south behind a dirt mound. Okay. What's it say? Yes, and I believe it to be the suspicious bloody man named Chase. He was asking for Dylan and then somehow got a ride to his farm the day of his disappearance. Was that the case? Now, I might have to look back on stuff, but you can leave a comment down below from time to time if you wish to clear things up. But I thought Chase, that guy, the one covered in blood, that Dylan picked him up a few days beforehand, not on the same day as his disappearance. Because if it is on the same day, then it does seem more suspicious, and it kind of explains a bit more about the bloodied boots, maybe. But we need to reconfirm that down below because this could be misinformation. And about it getting a ride to his farm, why, was Chase working at that farm? I can't remember seeing information about that stuff. I thought he was just like a random guy. But yeah, if he works on the farm, then let's just clear that up down below, okay? Because it's a bit confusing. And yeah, just a few more hearts and stuff. So yeah, that's that video. Let's move on to the next one. So there was no audio in that clip because there was music playing and I don't want any copyright issues, okay? But from the looks of that video, once again, it's another farm-related one of Dylan's land. And as you can see, as he's panning around, it's very vast. You just look in the distance. I believe they're mountains. You got the sky above with the clouds. And then just below it on ground level, I think it could be one of those circular fields or one of those circular things what you might see on Google Maps, possibly. On the ground level, it looks kind of wet, but that's because of the equipment being used, as you'll see. If I move on to the next slide, look at that sun in the background and the light rays shining. Pretty good the way it looks visually. And you just see how vast and empty it is. So it's very quiet and, not many people around. If anything bad does happen or if you do get into danger, you get hurt, who's there to help? You've always got to take that in mind. But yeah, this piece of equipment, as you see, it's like a pipe that runs all the way down and then some other little things that dangle too. And I believe this is, what do you call it? Is it irrigation or just like some kind of like sprinkler device to water the ground and keep it wet, as you can see on the ground. Now, don't know what's being grown, what type of crop or seed, but yeah, typical work farm related stuff. And then you can see how, it stretches all the way down there. It covers a lot of distance. We just try and zoom in. I don't know what that little black thing is there. Is that a bucket maybe? Could be. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, just zoom out. And you see how far it runs down. It just goes on and on. Now, they are on wheels, as you can see, so they do move. I'm not sure how, if it's electronically or if it's pulled, like towed by something, by a tractor, possibly. I'd assume that the tractor would maybe go into the middle, so it's balanced and then pulls it along as it goes. Unless it's one of those circular things where it does like a full circle and it's on some pulley system. I'm not a farming expert, so I wouldn't quite know. But yeah, it's just interesting seeing it. And we move on to the final slide as he pans around, and you can see more mountains in the distance. And the ground looks wet still. I don't know what that mid bit is. Maybe that's just different ground or dry dirt. The only other thing to make note of is, from what Bungee Cord said, I think it might have been an interview or some kind of private investigator, there's talks about the farm itself. So when Dylan got the farm, or when the family bought the farm, they were unaware that the ground or the area was full of salt, so it made it near impossible to grow stuff because of how dry it is, I guess, and it blocking up the ground. And they were unaware of that. So I don't know what that really means, because did Dylan find a way around it? Or did it prevent him from growing certain stuff, or did he have to adapt and change? Just like a few little questions like that, because it just makes you wonder, what was the farm used for if it couldn't be used for its initial purpose of what it should be doing? It's worth questioning, I guess. So yeah, that's it for this footage. We can click on the hashtags down below and just see what comes up. Yeah. So the first hashtag, called Rainkey, that's how you say it. Guess it's some kind of irrigation or some water sprinkler device, because you see all these clips just below of people setting it up and using it on the crops. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all different ones. Not too many clips, but yeah, 3.5 million views. Yeah. Okay, let's check the next one. 2022 Alpha. Don't know what that means. It's the only clip, it's the only hashtag used for this video, so it meant something to Dylan. I don't know if it's a political reference or something else, farming related, who knows. Let me know if you know. And then the final one is Lucin, the hashtag. Now, what comes up here? Random stuff. I won't scroll down too far, just in case any dodgy stuff does pop up, because TikTok can be a bit of a degenerative platform and all kinds of dodgy stuff can happen, but you get the idea. If we just go on to the comments part, it says, "Hope they find you, buddy. I hope you're safe. Hope we can find you. Trying, just please be safe. Yeah, working so hard, hang in there." I mean, you can't really hang in there if he's gone completely, but family and friends searching, I hope you're okay. So it's just like messages of support and sympathy and stuff like that. Ambitious, hardworking young man, hope you're okay. Where's Dylan? Where are you? I hope you get home safe. I know you don't know me, but I've prayed a lot for you. Yeah. Dylan, yeah. Okay. Good to see you're a Trump supporter. So I'm just basically going through the comments just in case there was like any dodgy replies from certain people, or even if there may have been like new information. Like I've just seen previously maybe the Kenny Veach websites and articles where people have given their own opinions, theories and updates, but it doesn't look to be the case this time around. Maybe in time you might get more comments and more views, not always for the right reasons, obviously, just because the bad events happened, then it becomes popular, but then it's that typical idea of too late. And is there anything else to look at? What about this? This user's liked videos are private, you can't see them, they're currently hidden. I mean, it's just the standard policy of the app, but it makes you wonder what videos he liked. Did it Could it reveal anything? Does it hint at anything possible? I don't know. Like when you get certain playlists, like with Kenny Veach, the playlist there, it kind of linked from one video to another, and then his beliefs and what he was interested in, and could it have caused this and led to that sort of stuff. But anyway, let's just check the following. Who does he follow? Someone called Lydia. I don't know if that's one of those celebrities or something. The reason why I'm doing this is because maybe someone might pop up, someone someone you follow, whether it be on this platform or another. It might reveal something, give backstory, or it might provide an understanding of his interest, what he's interested in, who he's involved with. Out of all these people he follows, maybe he had a conversation with one at some point, in the DM section, direct messaging. So leave a comment down below if you notice anything that pops up. You got, what's that? Fuel Systems. Now, is Fuel Systems the company or the place where Dylan went to when he was on that Segway? Where he took his vehicle? Is it like a local business or just he's known as a regular customer who visits there? So would Fast Fuel Systems know anything about Dylan or when they last saw him? You know what I'm saying? Trying to establish different things. You got the odd farming related account, which makes sense because he's interested in that. But it'd be weird though, wouldn't it, if somewhere there was someone like Chase or Brenner got an account on her. That'd be kind of creepy in a way. Follows the doctor. And yeah, that's about it for that part. Let's just go on to who follows him, because that's another key thing. People that follow you. You don't know everyone that is looking at you right now, because there can be a lot of background stuff that goes on, anonymous people, people that keep quiet, and you never know. Or sometimes you might find out and it's a surprise, good or bad. So yeah. So this could be the section where, in a different case, different mysteries where there's been like some kind of online stalking and things have gone bad. Either the person might have been rejected or mistreated, and then that person's got revenge, stalked, track the person down in real life, and then do whatever to them. Could this be the case here? Well, probably not. Probably not, due to the location, him spending more time farming and, less time on the mobile. We can get more into that later. But we'll just scroll through very quickly. You can pause the video if you wish to. I think, a fair few of these people that are following him probably are only following him because he's gone missing. That can happen at times. Look at with Kenny Veach. How many subscribers he's got and how many views he's got ever since. It's gone up, it's increased over time. Whereas if nothing bad happened to him and he was alive, then, things wouldn't progress in statistics. So I don't know if there's any bot accounts or any dodgy accounts that are present. I'm not going to click on any. Okay. Apologies if I'm going quick, it's just because there's a lot of people here. Okay. So yeah. Are we nearly there? I'm sure it's longer than, it's probably because I'm scrolling slow. I'm just thinking of other stuff to talk whilst we're looking through this. Yeah, there's some dodgy accounts now. Okay. And there's a farmer guy at the bottom. That farmer guy at the bottom, what's that? The Idaho farmer. Okay, that's interesting, that, Idaho. What was I going to say? So, if you've got like local farmers or other people that are farmers that know Dylan, follow him, maybe message, share ideas and their like for doing what they do. Do they know anything about Dylan? Because at a certain point in time, you look at those two videos, they were both done in 2021. So before he disappeared, obviously, and a fair bit of time before that. So what happened in between? Did he use this account or not? Well, I'll give my own opinion right now. So in my opinion, I'd say, okay, the account looks dead when you first see it, but I don't mean to say that it's completely inactive. Just like with YouTube, you get people with default profile pictures and / or zero content on their channels, but they are still watching other people's videos and maybe even leaving comments. But you won't know about that stuff, at least for like activity levels on the channel when they're online and when they're not. It's not like other platforms like WhatsApp or Instagram in the DM section where it might say they're online or not. Well, it depends if they hide that part, that activity level, but you get the idea, don't you? So Dylan, from after 2021 onwards up to his disappearance, he could have still been using the app just for watching random videos, just like how anyone would do. Probably not as excessively as some people would, because he's a farmer at the end of the day, you know, because he likes doing that sort of stuff. It would imply that he prefers being out in the open with the fresh air rather than being glued to a mobile phone. But then again, everybody's different and people are in different situations, so you got to take that into mind. So with you know, summarising all that, you know, maybe he wasn't on it as much as other people, but did he message anybody on that app? You know, did he come across any dodgy people? Did he come across any good people? Those people who were in contact with him on TikTok, if they're watching now, leave a comment down below. How did Dylan appear? What did he talk about? Was there anything suspicious? Anything unusual about his behaviour on the day or leading up to it? You know, any of that stuff, because it might provide a bit of backstory. It might fill in the blanks in between. Now, as for other social media accounts, I'm not too sure of. I think I tried looking on Instagram, but I couldn't find him. I found a lot of like posts about him, you know, just covering the mystery, providing updates, news reports, crime-related stuff and all that, but not an official account. I believe he might have a Facebook, you know, quite a few people tend to have a Facebook account, even, you know, different ages as well. You know, it's probably more of a longer term thing. It's been around longer, so people are more familiar with it regardless. So with that, I don't have access because I don't have an account, so I don't know personally, but maybe on his Facebook page, he might have other contacts, other people that know him or once knew him, so they might know something. And he might have pictures and videos, hence why on that TikTok page, why that other random person was able to provide the footage of Dylan on the Segway, because maybe that was from his Facebook account. Because I don't know how else someone would get a hold of it unless you directly contacted the family, but I don't think the family would be willing to give that out or see it as necessary, you know, unless you're like maybe a detective or someone in higher authority, because you know how people can be. They think, okay, who's this outsider? Why do you want footage of my missing son? You know, how's that going to help? It depends what the tension's like at the time. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Just wanted to provide this because we get to see footage of Dylan, how he appears, the environment itself on ground level, and even external footage too, as well as his actual profile. If you noticed anything odd within the video, comments or profiles, make a note down below. And yeah, that's about it. Just a different perspective for once. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.